During the previous stream announcement, the devs mentioned that among many upcoming releases, there would be an SS tier skin for the little girl. Not long after that, the first teaser was released, showing her in a stunning pink and white dress instead of her usual plain white one, along with a completely new hairstyle. More recently, another teaser dropped, this time in the form of a video revealing the backstory behind the skin itself. As with other SS tier skins, this backstory video gives us insight into the character's lore, along with subtle details that help deepen our understanding of her. In today's video, I'll be taking a closer look at the little girl's SS tier skin backstory, Moonlit Mirage, and hopefully, together with all of you, we can uncover the story being told and any hints it may reveal about her lore. Everything I share here is based on my own interpretation, so if you notice something I missed or want to add more context, feel free to leave a comment. This is something we can explore together. With that said, let's dive in. The SS tier skin in Identity V is a series of high-tier skins, and by far is the highest tier available in the game. First introduced in January 2022, a new SS tier skin has been released once a year ever since. So far, there have been 5 SS tier skins in the game, belonging to Vera, Fiona, Mary, Eli, and this year, Memory. These SS tier skins are unique for several reasons. First, they are visually stunning, which makes sense given that they sit at the very top of the skin hierarchy. Second, the way these skins are obtained is also quite unique, as they require drawing rewards through a mechanism called the Penrose Maze. On top of that, they are known to be quite pricey, with scattered information suggesting that each skin can cost hundreds of dollars. However, the most unique aspect of these skins, at least for me, is that they present a dual form of the character we are playing. For example, Mary's SS tier skin shows her in 2 distinct appearances, one as royalty and another as a lady in white. This choice is not made without reason. Each form represented in the skin reflects elements of the character's lore, making these skins special not just visually but narratively as well. Through them, we can learn more about the characters. This year, the SS tier skin belongs to the little girl, and naturally, it comes with its own set of lore drops. From what we have so far, there are 2 main sources of lore tied to this skin. One comes from the skin's poster, and the other comes from the backstory video itself. There are likely even more details to uncover through the design notes, but at the time of this video, those notes have not yet been released. The backstory video for the little girl's SS tier skin, Moonlit Mirage, dropped earlier this February. The video opens with a little girl, whom we know as Alice, playing with a music box while listening to a lullaby. Everything is silent and calm as she continues to stare into the music box, until eventually, the music stops. In my interpretation, this represents Alice's life before the Manor incident took place. Everything was quiet and peaceful, but just like the music box that eventually stopped, the peaceful days of the little girl came to an end as well. Alice is then shown trying to turn the music box again, but she is suddenly stopped and looks frightened. She covers her ears with both hands as the music box falls to the ground. A Twitter user who is well known for their deep knowledge of Alice's lore mentioned in one of their tweets that what scared Alice was the sound of the music box's mechanical gears. This could be connected to the moment when bandits raided her home and changed her life forever. According to the lore, the bandits entered through a secret passage located in the Forest of No Return. This entrance was most likely operated by some kind of mechanism, which could explain why the sound of the music box's gears triggered fear in Alice. We then see Alice falling into a void, passing through what looks like leafless trees, followed by a burning building. Once again, this likely represents the Manor incident. From Orpheus's lore, we know that the bandits entered the Manor through the Forest of No Return and began slaughtering everyone inside. Alice falling through the forest first and then through the burning building can be seen as a symbolic depiction of the Manor itself. The lyrics of the song further describe what happens next. The line, "Smoke and dust dim the clouded moon, a thin light trembles in gloom," appears here. In my view, the smoke and dust represent the state of Olita's manor after the raid. I am not entirely sure whether the manor was partially or fully burned, but Bonbon's deduction quest mentions mobs carrying firearms and torches, so it is possible that fire played a role during the attack. The next line, "A thin light trembles in gloom," seems to represent Alice herself. She is a small, fragile light in the emptiness, trembling in shock and devastation after witnessing what happened. Next, we see Alice at the bottom of the void, surrounded by fire, as she looks back and sees the figure inside the music box, which is essentially herself. At this moment, the song plays the line, "Nightingales flee where the raven mourns." The nightingale has always been associated with Alice, as Orpheus often refers to her as a nightingale in the main storyline. The raven, on the other hand, clearly represents Orpheus, especially when considering his hunter form. This lyric could mean that Alice decided to move on from the incident and leave behind the sadness and darkness that had surrounded her ever since. She chose to flee from the place where the raven mourns, which would be Orpheus, who remained trapped in the past, burying himself in guilt and sorrow. For context, Orpheus carries immense guilt over the manor raid, as his parents were involved in the incident. Alternatively, this lyric could also be interpreted more literally. Alice left the manor and went as far as Melbourne, while Orpheus stayed behind, continuing to host the manor games. Both interpretations feel possible to me, and to be honest, I find it difficult to say which one fits better. We then see the world around Alice crumble, with burning furniture falling toward her. This causes the figure inside the music box to cry, before suddenly transforming into another Alice, this time filled with light. The lyrics here say, "No hands but yours pulls you through. The light you seek is you." When connected to the journalist's lore, the meaning becomes clearer. Despite everything that happened to her, Alice was able to stand up on her own. She overcame the horror that haunted her for so long and finally faced the truth instead of running away from it. This aligns closely with a line from the journalist's backstory, which states, "Whenever in doubt, whenever trouble strikes, face it, and it will all be over." Next, we see this new Alice dancing around and reaching out to the old Alice, who appears frozen in place. Once touched, the old Alice is able to move again, and the new Alice disappeared into thin air. The lyrics here say, "You take on dark, yet still stay true, like the moon goes anew." This connects back to the previous lines, suggesting that despite the darkness in her past, Alice chose to move forward without losing herself or becoming something twisted by pain. She stays true to who she is, just like the moon that shines again after darkness. In the final scene, the old Alice is once again alone, standing in front of the music box. She picks it up and looks inside, and by the end of the video, we see that the one holding the music box is now the new Alice. If the music box represents Alice's memories or thoughts, then this suggests that while she still carries her past with her, she no longer dwells in it. She has transformed into a new version of herself, ready to move forward with courage. The final lyrics state, "Walked alone through loss and time. I found the light of mine. The dark I bore now falls into line. The moon is who I am." In my interpretation, this means that Alice, even when left alone, refused to give up and eventually found her purpose again. She no longer loses herself in the darkness of her past, but instead finds her own light. The pain she once carried has been placed behind her, and now she shines as her own source of light, like the moon illuminating the night. Alice's story, more often than not, is about not giving up and continuing to live despite the hardships that come her way. Those who have been invested in her lore already know that she keeps moving forward, facing and accepting the past before finally putting it behind her. To me, this is what makes her character so lovable. Being able to move forward in life takes an incredible amount of courage. especially after experiencing a past as traumatic as hers. Because of that, the little girl, who is essentially Alice, is presented here with a story that closely mirrors Alice's own lore. That said, if I am being honest, there is one thing that still confuses me. While the little girl and the journalist are both essentially Alice, there is a difference in their essence. The journalist represents the real Alice, the one who directly lived through those hardships. The little girl, on the other hand, while based on Alice, is portrayed more as Orpheus's memory of her. In other words, the journalist is the real Alice, while the little girl is what's left of Alice in Orpheus's memory. This raises a question for me. Why does the lore of the skin align so closely with the real Alice's journey when the skin itself is centered on the little girl? That is something I still find myself wondering, though I may be overthinking it. There's also the skin's teaser from the IDV official Twitter that explains some things I don't really understand, since it seems to me that in the aforementioned teaser, it felt as if Alice refuses to move on and choose to dwell in her own fantasy. But again, I may be overthinking things. Putting those aside, I think this backstory video captures Alice's struggle very well. Beyond the video itself, there are also details in the skin design that reflect this story. One example can be seen in the little girl's doll. In her purple form, the doll changes from little Orpheus into Nightmare. This suggests that as Alice goes through darkness and change, little Orpheus also transforms into Nightmare. However, as the backstory video shows, the purple Alice is able to turn pink again, while Orpheus is not. Overall, the skin is quite well done, and tells a meaningful story about the little girl. Once again, it shows how SS-tier skins often carry deeper meaning, allowing us to learn more about a character's backstory and personality through their design and narrative. That is everything I was able to take from the backstory video. And as I mentioned at the beginning, feel free to share anything I might have missed in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.